Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to Market Psychology 101, where we try to find value where there's fear and to be cautious where there's greed. If you like anything I say today, please consider liking and subscribing. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, and I want it to be an educational video for anyone who's new to investing in the stocks or cryptos. And that is what I want to talk about today is market cap. What is market cap? Why does it matter? Market cap, I'm just going to let you know right now, is a super important thing for you to understand. You need to understand market cap so you don't get caught up in any hype or any sort of scams. People will make outrageous claims. Here I put XRP to 10,000 in the search bar on YouTube. People will make outrageous claims that their stock, that their crypto is going to go up an insane amount. And we're going to talk about why that is very unlikely. So we're going to get into XRP in a moment, but currently XRP is worth 0.6, 60 cents, and its market cap is 32.4 billion. So if XRP was to be worth 10,000, this is just some quick math, you would take $10,000 divided by 60 cents, and whatever that figure is, you would then multiply it by 32 billion. And that's what it would be worth overall. And that's where you can find whether or not claims like Ripple to 10,000 or whatever else is probably ridiculous or not. So as of today, the top stock in the world is Apple. And Apple, as you can see down here, is worth $3 trillion. Okay? It used to be worth less back in the day. And yes, things can go up. But right now, Apple is worth $3 trillion. So if you put in $1,000 on Apple right now and wanted your money to double to 2,000, that would mean its market cap would go from 3 trillion to 6 trillion for that to happen. And the price would have to go from 195 to 390. So the way I did that math there, you just double 200 to 400. Okay, we're 5 underneath that. And then you go 10 underneath 400. Basic math. Okay. Let's say 15 years ago, great financial crisis. At the peak of the bottom, excuse me, you bought $1,000 worth of Apple at $3 to $4. Let's say $3. So currently, the price is 193.18. We have 195 up here. Let's just go with the 193. So we're going to take 193 divided by 3. Your money would have 64x'd at the bottom. What that means is your $1,000 back here would be worth $64,000 today. So really good investment. That also means that the overall market cap would be 64 times less. So you take 3 trillion divided by 64, and Apple would have been worth about 47 billion at that time. You can double check the math on this. 47 billion times, what did I say, 60 something? It'd be around 3 trillion. So that's basic math for market cap. What I see a lot of times on Google, Yahoo, YouTube, people will make claims of stocks, crypto. They'll say XRP is going up to 100K. XRP is going to do this. And I don't mean to put XRP on blast here, but let's be honest. The community is coming out with a lot of ridiculous things. If we just look at XRP right now, I'll be honest. I don't think XRP is the worst crypto to buy into. I'm not looking for it to go over 10,000 times higher in the next 5-10 years. I'm not. Realistically, I don't believe that's going to happen. Again, none of what I say is financial advice. Could it? Some of the claims for XRP to 10,000 is the US goes to a central bank digital currency system and XRP becomes the main thing. But again, let's go back to market cap. On coinmarketcap.com, what did we talk about earlier? You would take 10,000. If XRP is going to 10,000, you take 10,000 divided by whatever this is, 60 cents. That number is 16,006 repeating. So let's just say 16,667 times more. When you multiply 32 billion times that number, you end up around $500 trillion. $500 trillion. Here's why that's a problem. So we already talked about how Apple is only worth a measly, well, we had it up before, but you saw it, that Apple's only worth a measly 3 trillion, and it is the most valued company in the world. Apple's 3 trillion. Okay, we're talking about something being worth 167 times more than Apple. So I hope you're starting to see why this is ridiculous. I want you guys to be cautious when there's greed, cautious when there's hype, and I especially see this with crypto. Look, you always got the shocked face, people, screaming how, look at this guy, muscle man guy in his Under Armour shirt telling you XRP is going to 100K. Hey, maybe he's a nice guy. I'm not trying to hate. But, even 3,500 XRP, that might be even a little, even though it's a little more realistic, it's still very ridiculous. So 500 trillion market cap. Guys, the GDP of the entire US wasn't even 85 trillion a year ago. Okay? So I hope you all are starting to understand that, let's give the benefit of the doubt. Inflation organically causes numbers to go up. More and more people invest over time. Apple used to be worth, in the tens of billions 15 years ago. So yes, things can naturally go up over time. That's overall in the last 100 years, that's the way the stock market has worked. Last 100 years, this is the 1929 crash. Some of these you can just recognize now. The dot-com bubble, great financial crisis. You can see the COVID crash here. Okay, the 70s with inflation, the 87 sell-off. You can see a lot of these here. So one thing you will notice is that over time, stocks typically go up. There will be long times of sideways motion here. Again, this is from 1900 to the 40s, so very different time. And then we had the 60s. It's not to say we can't have another decade of sideways motion for a while. Some people are calling for that because how much we've been going up. And guys, I don't know the future. None of us do. So just, again, all I'm trying to help you do here with this video today is just help you be more mindful, more objective, have a practical outlook when you're investing. Because you will see in Yahoo or on Twitter, people talking about all these cryptos, how they will 1000x, 100x. Now, for some of the lower market cap cryptos, that's very possible because they're not worth that much. So recently, we had Bonk pull this off. Bonk recently pulled this off. People were invested not too long ago, and look to the right there. It's within a percentage of a percentage, but it's point, and then you have 6 zeros, 1 8, and then you have point, 4 zeros, and then a 2. So we got rid of 2 zeros. So that's 100x right there. But with Bonk, what's Bonk's market cap? Why is it more believable? So Bonk, I believe it's like around the 40 to 50 crypto range right now. Where are you? It did get up to 43. Now it's fallen back down to 40 or to 56. So right now, Bonk has a market cap of 1.165 billion. Here, thousands, millions, billions. Okay, it did 100x. And so before, it was worth something like 10 million, 10.6 million before it got up this high. So if you were to be lucky enough to find a stock or crypto that's in the tens of millions, and oftentimes those are penny stocks, those are gambling plays. And guys, it is very, very difficult to find 100x's in either market. I know it seems to happen very frequently in the crypto market. You're not going to hear me endorse any of those types of stocks or cryptos on this channel. I'm just saying, because what happens more often than not, from what I've seen, is a lot of these new coins in the tens of millions, they'll just rug pull. They'll just rug pull, and sure, they might go up later at some time, but usually they'll be in the tens of millions. They'll maybe even get up to 50 million. People are getting excited. They want that 100x, and then boom, whoever started the coin pulls the rug out, takes all the profits. So it is very hard to find one of these coins. Not to say it can't be done. I do know a couple people who were talking about Bonk for over the last year or two, even before it peaked way, way early on. But it is very difficult to do. Some of the people I know, they were talking about it even before here. So anyways, do yourselves a favor anytime, if any of you guys are new to investing in stocks or crypto, and you're like, how much, and you're thinking, how much will my $1,000 be worth? You just got to take a look at the market cap. So let's play with that just on a couple of cryptos. What's a popular one? Sorry for the quick scrolling. We can take a look at Doge. A lot of people talk about Doge. Okay, Doge at its peak, I believe, was worth around 100 billion. That's almost 10 times more than it is now. So if you were to put in $1,000 in Doge and you're just hoping, let's put Doge in here so I can show you this. So let's go back 5 years. Doge was at about 73 cents. Okay. Right now it's at 0.09. I'm just doing this on my cell phone calculator. So that's about 8 times higher than it is now. Okay. If you were to put in $1,000 on Doge and you're just hoping for it to get back to the all-time highs, that 1,000 would turn into $8,000 if its market cap returned to that point. And you just do 8 times 12. So 8 times 10, 80 billion, 8 times 2, 16, 96 billion. You do this, 16 plus 80, 96 billion would be its market cap. If you believe Doge could go even higher, maybe you believe that one day Elon Musk is going to have Doge be the payment system for Tesla, SpaceX, his X.com account, Twitter, whatever. And guys, sorry the video is already over 14 minutes. I know I said I'd keep it short. But let's say you believe Elon Musk is going to put Doge as a payment for everything. And you're like, this thing can easily be worth $500 billion, $500 billion. Okay. If you truly believe that it can be worth $500 billion, you just take 500 divided by 12 here, 12.8, and you got yourself a 40x. So you would believe that your $1,000 investment would then become worth $40,000. But that's a lot of ifs, hoping that'll happen. So anytime you're looking to invest, if you like the stock, you like the crypto, You believe it has a lot of long term potential, that more and more people are going to be using it, that the stock has a good moat. They don't have a lot of debt or expenses. They have a lot of extra money to put into R&D, things like that, and has a lot of future use case potential. Sure. And then you can put your $1,000 or however much in, believing it will grow in whatever multiple. But kind of play that in reverse too. Take the market cap and divide it by what it is now. Let's go to a stock, another stock. Let's find a different one. What's one I can think of just off the top of my head? How about Garmin? Garmin's a good stock. Like their watches. So right now Garmin's worth 126. And I know, like, here's the other thing with stocks and cryptos. Some of them will be in the hundreds, some will be in the tens or the decimals. Again, just focus on the market cap. This really doesn't matter as much. So we saw that Apple was at 196. Does that mean we're at almost 200 and this one's at 120? So does that mean that Garmin is worth 60% of Apple? That Garmin is 1 point, what would that be, 1.8 trillion, somewhere around there? No. Garmin has a 24 billion market cap. So don't focus on this number when you compare stocks. Yes, Apple right now is at 196, Garmin's at 126. You have to take a look at that number in relation to that stock or that crypto's market cap. And again, if you're more experienced, I understand you know this, and please feel free to comment anything else about market cap that would be helpful to new investors. I do want this channel to be helpful to new investors and to help grow a community where we can share knowledge, and just be open minded to other ways of looking to invest in the market. I won't be endorsing quick trading as much. We're taking a look at medium to long term investing here. But, so let's go back to the market cap for Garmin. Garmin's at around 126 and its market cap is 24 billion. So let's say you believe Garmin could be worth 100 billion one day. Now you see its financials are good. They don't have a lot of debt. They have a lot of extra cash, all that stuff. Maybe they're undervalued as far as the forward price to earnings ratio goes. I haven't looked into all that stuff. I'm just using this as a quick example. Maybe you believe that in the next 5 years, Garmin can be worth $100 billion. Well, that would then mean if you put down 1,000 right now, that you're hoping it would be worth $4,000. So the safer the company, the more it's already going to be valued, the less likely it's going to multiply as quickly. But that doesn't mean it's a bad long term investment. Something I look at, we've talked about on this channel before. We've talked about the RSI. We talked about when there's extreme fear. If you zoom all the way out and you're looking at the RSI and the monthly and you buy every time the RSI hits the oversold area, the monthly, you're doing very well for yourself. If you're like, you know what, every time the RSI gets below 50, I'm buying in, you're doing very well for yourself. That is a very simple, even if it just taps, you're like, you know what, I want to go and look. If you were to just put in money in something like Garmin, this is just a very simple strategy, not financial advice. Every time it touches, goes below 50, and you wait. Overall, that's a really darn good strategy. Nothing wrong with that. So again, these are the times where there's a lot of fear, and it can be emotionally difficult to invest into a company when the sky's fallen, this great financial crisis, all that stuff. But we can look at things on trading view on these indicators. I've talked about the pi cycle, Bitcoin high low. This helps for other indicators. Look, it is calling pi cycle low here, and it still went a little lower, but it was saying, you know what, this indicator, at least, we're underneath this zone, good time to buy. And you don't get those too many times. I showed this in a video yesterday that we've only had two pi cycle lows on the S&P, end of the Great Depression crash and the Great Financial Crisis. Only two times we got that. But let's go back to Garmin. You can even use there's so many other good indicators. UT bot alerts, this is another buy sell signal one. If you just use that indicator and you bought in every time on the monthly, I mean, look, you'd overall be doing pretty well. So it does require you to be patient, to know your stocks, and obviously do a lot more research. Don't just throw up a couple trading view indicators some guy on YouTube told you about and then eat money into it. Try to understand what you're buying, do your research, understand market cap and how much your money would grow from those points. So, anyways, guys, I hope you found this video to be helpful. I'm sorry, I just can't keep my talking to under 20 minutes. I'm really going to try hard at that so these videos can go a bit quicker. But anyways, I did think this was an important video for new investors because I remember when I first got into crypto in 2017, there was one called Tron. And I did get in on Tron early, made some great profits. Not recommending it now, but I did get in when it's like around this time, point 0. It was even lower. It's like 0.002. I didn't sell at the top, sadly, but I did make money off it. But people were saying predictions, Tron, in 5 years, it's going to be worth $1, 50 cents, $2. And it's like, wow, my $1,000 here will be worth 2 million. And obviously none of that came true. And one thing that I looked at to verify was just the market cap. And again, you can find market cap either on TradingView or look, Tron right now, almost $9 trillion or $9 billion, sorry. And so, if you wanted your 1,000 to be worth 10,000, you would want that market cap to go to 90 billion. But anyways, hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you found it to be helpful. That's all I got for today, guys. Again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, not a trader, but we do try to use psychology to help us find value where there's fear and to be cautious where there's greed and hype and market cap and predictions, crazy prediction prices. That's a lot of hype and things for you to be cautious of and to do your due diligence and research. Don't just buy what these shock face YouTubers are saying and aping. Do your research. Maybe it can go to 10,000 or 100,000 someday. I don't believe so. But again, this isn't financial advice. I do believe XRP, by the way, for the record, I do believe that this can make some good gains overall. I do. Overall, I don't hate XRP, but I'm also not going to be a blind shill either and try to lead myself or any of you astray to hope for something that's not going to happen. To put your money in, hoping it goes to 10,000, well, maybe it goes to only $5 or $10, and then all those people pull out the money that they put in before and take your profits with them. Meanwhile, you're left holding a bag, waiting for 10,000 to never happen. So, have a good week, everybody. I should be able to put out some more videos this week, but have a good week and a happy holidays. Take care.